Okay, so I'm just here with Heather, and we're just role playing a parent-teacher meeting for the WJ4 achievement test. And so in this test, I'll speak as a teacher myself with a parent and just discussing the aspects of the child's learning, some goals that they have, some goals that we have, family, learning community, and otherwise, um, and talk about their participation, the students' participation on the Woodcock-Johnson 4 achievement standardized assessments. So here we are. How are you? Thank you for coming in.
Good.
Yeah, we just recently, as you know, had your child participate in a standardized assessment just to see how they're doing in different areas of their learning and their development. Um, but before we begin, I just was curious as to if you had any kind of insight, like how do you feel that your kid's doing in their learning? Do you see that they have particular interests or things that they enjoy about their learning, and maybe some things that they don't enjoy as much?
hmm Well, my kid really likes to do more math than reading and writing. He really also likes to do like hands-on stuff like woodworking and different projects at home. His dad's really into these types of projects too.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's good to know. Yeah, I know that he's a bit of a hands-on learner, but the woodworking kind of part I wasn't too aware of, so that's definitely something that I think would be worth connecting on. Because woodworking, I mean, there's always ways, whether it's math or otherwise. I do remember even of an activity that we did where we're making just smaller canoes, and it was relating to Indigenous curriculum and learning about Indigenous ways of knowing and living. So yeah, I think that's worthwhile knowing. To your point, though, you mentioned that he doesn't particularly seem to like reading and writing as much. And so when we take a look at some of the scores that he received when looking at basic reading skills, reading comprehension, written and reading fluency, oh no, as well as the writing. For the most part, the scores that he was receiving would have been scores that would be achieved by a learner who's aged about 7.5 to 8, and with him being now reaching towards the end of grade 7, we can see that there is a bit of a gap in their learning. So it seems like we're a bit on the same page when we see that he doesn't recognize or that he doesn't um, feel comfortable, or we're not seeing him achieve success in reading and writing. You're seeing that, and this test is kind of reflective of that. And so going forward, what I'd like to recommend is some of the steps that we'll take would be providing him with a bit of more one-on-one support. I'm going to look into providing him with a Pearson, the company Pearson, providing him with some support through a Right to Learn program, which is an AI kind of based learning program, and they're able to receive immediate feedback and have some speech to text and text to speech software. That way, he's able to follow along with the text while it's being read to him and kind of look at the text and start decoding those words, as well as not spending as much time focusing on the writing output for a program like this, but just getting his thoughts out there. And I think that he'll achieve success that way. At the same time, I'm also going to try and recommend that both of us work together and support him in a Words Their Way program. That program allows him to focus on the phonetic builds of words, and I think it'll really help him when it comes to developing his kind of like his ability to communicate a little bit more effectively rather than repeating basic language. He'll be able to kind of connect his thoughts and his responses in certain contexts to making sure that he's communicating in a really meaningful way. And yeah, that's all the information that I really have to share for now based on that. We're just taking a look again. His math was doing pretty well, but when it came to reading and writing, the assessments were showing him as falling or the results that he was showing were those of which would be reflective of a learner that's a few years younger than he actually is. So hopefully we can continue to support him and make sure that is, in the coming school year and the few school years afterwards, we'll be able to help him get to his respective grade level and age level.
I know.
And yeah, do you have any questions?
Not at this point. It sounds like you have a good plan for him, and I'm excited to work with you.
All right. Okay. Thanks so much.
Yeah.